up, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you once again today from Southern Muscle Factory here in Foley, Alabama. Wanting to talk to you about dieting. Gonna give you a little bit of my story, which I've told on the channel a couple of times. And this is not by any means like the typical way. It's just I've dieted many times, so I'm just gonna kind of give you the timeline and the progression. So you go back about 3.5, 4 years ago, and I was 348 pounds and pretty close to 50% body fat, 45, 50%, extremely overweight. I worked out in the gym, but I had no diet plan whatsoever, no cardio whatsoever. I just lifted weights 4 or 5 days a week and ate pretty much whatever I wanted. I wasn't big on fast food, but I ate big portions. I always had seconds. I didn't pay attention to, how much of things that I ate. I just ate whatever I wanted. So I started with a huge, giant goal of mine. I wanted to skydive, and in order to skydive, I had to get under 250 pounds. So that was the original goal. So I started by signing up to CrossFit. This was just, I was already working out in a regular gym, but the CrossFit was gonna add in a lot more movement with the strength training. And then the class atmosphere was, always there, you're always chasing someone, and then there's always someone nipping at your heels, trying to get as good as you, and you're always trying to get good as or better than someone else. So it was a motivating atmosphere. Joined the class, started losing weight. My diet plan really, I just started cutting calories. For me, I didn't even pay attention to the protein macros. I was just I weighed 350 pounds. I was wearing out my shoes. My feet were always hurting. I had acid reflux. I would snore if I laid anywhere near my back at night. So for me, just getting the weight off, I didn't even care if I lost muscle. I was muscle memory's a real thing. I just want to lose the weight. So I started out by doing the CrossFit workouts in the mornings and just cut my calories. Scale started moving immediately. As the scale kept moving, I kept upping the deficit. Then I added in an additional strength training in the evening. And then I started I actually enjoy running. So I started running. This wasn't even on a treadmill. This is out in the world. I love to run in the real world. So, I started running. Even at 350 pounds, I couldn't run that far, but I ran as far as I could. And then I took that amount that I could run and just added to it. And then just every day, I would do cardio. I would do my strength training in the morning. I would supplement in the evenings. And then my diet was just, steadily decreasing the calories to continue to keep the scale moving. So fast forward about 5.5 months, I lost 125 pounds. I was down to 225. And finally I'd reached a point where it was my body was through losing weight. My metabolism had adapted, and I employed what I call, or what we call a reverse diet, which is where you readapt your metabolism back to your old maintenance. So you take that amount of calories that you're eating, and you just add about 200 calories to your daily each week. Add 200, add 200, add 200, add 200, until you eventually reach back to a maintenance point. Then once you get back to your maintenance without having added on too much body fat, you then again have a nice large number piece of pie to cut from in order to start dieting again. So diet, reverse diet, diet, reverse diet. After a couple of rounds of dieting and reverse dieting, I'd kind of gotten the competitive bug. I wanted to do CrossFit. I wanted to compete. I couldn't keep my shoulder healthy. And someone was like, man, you should do bodybuilding. And I was I've got stretch marks. I've got, loose skin, all of that. And, my friend was like, well, all bodybuilders have stretch marks. And I was like, touche. She's like, what about all the women that get on stage that have had a kid? She's like, loose skin can be mitigated. So I'm like, all right, I'm in. So I decided to do a show. It was, around August. I decided to do a show about a year later. So I was gonna do my first bulk. And I, of course, was very uncomfortable with the idea of bulking because I've been fat all my life and had just gotten all the weight off. And here I am going to intentionally gain weight, which just seemed insane. But it's part of the process. So I willingly bulked in order to put back on some of the muscle that I had lost through the diet. Successful bulk, went into a mini cut, bulked for a little bit longer, and then finally I did, I think it was maybe a 16-week show prep. Stepped on stage, took a second and 3/3 in the 4 categories that I entered. So I was bit by the bug then. I was ready. Being backstage, tanned up, oiled up, putting in all the work, having done the suffering, had to do the massive transformation that I'd done in 3 or 4 years to go from, looking like a sumo wrestler to actually standing on stage in a bikini, was unbelievably motivating and fulfilling. And I wanted to do it again. So I said, I want to come back and win this show next year. So I thereabouts just started to do traditional bodybuilding. I reverse diet after the show. Then I go into a bulk, sometimes a little mini cut in between, in the center or 2/3 the way through the bulk, and then a nice long show prep in which, we cut the fat. I hit the show, then we come back into the reverse diet. So I'm constantly, either dieting or bulking, sometimes doing the reverse diet in between. But if you guys have any questions, if there's anything I can do to help, that's what I'm here for, I love dieting. I love nutrition. I love the science behind it. I love the way the body reacts. I love, that it's not linear. We all want it to be linear. I wish I could just start losing weight and it just come off straight line, but it's not like that. And that kind of adds another level of excitement, intrigue, and then, an investment into, what you're doing. So if you like the video, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos, and leave a comment, ask a question. I'm here to help. This isn't my channel, this is our channel, and we're here to grow and get better together. Just remember, can't outbeat the monster. Love you guys, thanks for watching.